Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome back to Anthony's Horror and More. And today I want to talk about a little Valentine's Day slasher movie that's near and dear to my heart. You know, we got Valentine's Day right around the corner, so I thought it'd be fun to come on here and talk about this slasher from 2001, starring David Boreanaz, Marley Shelton, Denise Richards, directed by Jamie Blanks, who directed Urban Legend from the 90s. Come on, let's give it up for Valentine. This is going to be a full-blown spoiler review, so if you haven't seen this film, go watch it, come back, watch my review, and yeah, I think this is definitely one worth checking out. I mean, you know, it falls in line with all the others, guys. You got Scream, Urban Legend, Cherry Falls, I Know What You Did Last Summer, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, Scream 2, all those movies. And I think it's a blast. I mean, the kills are all solid. I think the killer, spoilers, here we go, David Boreanaz playing Adam Carr, aka Jeremy Milton. So, you know, Jeremy Milton was this kid who, you know, that went to this dance, it's Valentine's Day dance, and, you know, he asked a pretty girl to dance with him, and he ended up getting made fun of by her and all the rest of the ladies there and the guys there, and, you know, they just made him feel like shit about it. Then he asks this other girl to go dance, and they dance for a bit or whatever, and then, you know, she feels awkward because her friends are like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing dancing with this fucking loser or whatever? So she feels awkward, so she accuses him of sexually assaulting her. You know, so then he ends up fucking getting booted out of school. He goes to, you know, a mental institution. And, you know, by the time he finally gets out of there and he gets his life together, he decides to have plastic surgery and he turns into Adam Carr, played by David Boreanaz. And now he's a good-looking, successful guy who is dating Marley Shelton's character, you know, and she obviously doesn't know any of his background history or anything, but he does have a drinking problem, which she knows about. And, you know, it makes sense. Of course, he would probably have a drinking problem. I mean, you go through all that shit and everything. Yeah, it's bound to fuck you up, right? So the motivations are there, you know, and basically Adam Carr goes around killing all of these people that fucking tortured him in school. So it's like, yeah, that makes sense to me. And basically, so he's killing all of her, you know, Kate, Marley Shelton's character, Kate, you know, the love interest. You know, he's going around killing all of her friends. So, you know, so for one thing, he wants to get revenge. For another thing, he wants to get closer to Kate. You know, and he also kills off this one guy who's creeping on her, you know, breaking into her apartment and, you know, trying to steal her panties or whatever the fuck he was doing. I mean, it's, you know, so he's taking all these people out. And, you know, so the motivations are all there. So it's weird when people are like, oh, it's so stupid, it doesn't make any sense. I'm like, what doesn't make sense about that? That makes more sense than most fucking slasher movies. Are you kidding me? And he does it in very fun, creative ways. You know, he's got the cherub mask on. He's the Valentine Day killer, you know, because that's when he got fucked up in the head, was Valentine's Day. So now he's going to do it, and, like, it's kind of like a ritualistic thing for him now. You know, he puts the cherub mask on. He's got a bow and arrow. He kills one of these bitches with a bow and arrow. That was a sweet kill. You know, kills another guy with an axe. Kills this other chick by fucking, you know, impaling her neck into this shard of glass and she bleeds out. Denise Richards, you know, he gets, you know, he electrocutes her ass in the pool, you know, and stuff. I mean, there's so many really memorable, awesome kills in this. And isn't that what you want in a slasher movie? You want an interesting killer who has good motivations. You know, this is a whodunit mystery, so I think those are always fun. Creative kills. You know, and you got a lot of attractive women in this too, you know, of course, because all those movies did. You had the young, hot cast and everything, and then women obviously love David Boreanaz. I mean, he was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, Bones, you know, so I just don't get what's not to like about it. Oh, Katherine Heigl's kill, that was so cool at the beginning too, you know, where she zips herself up in that body bag. I mean, there's so many iconic moments that it's like, to just write off Valentine like it's a piece of shit, it's like, what the fuck, you know? Now, if it's just not your taste, that's fine. But don't say that the movie's shit, because it's not shit. Get the fuck out of here. So, you know, does it have some issues? Yeah, it's a little, you know, I would say it's a little corny at times, a little cheesy. It's got that, like, you know, like I said, early 2000s, 90s cheese factor going on that all those movies had. Maybe it's a little too jokey at times, whatever, a little too playful for its own good, but still overall a badass movie. And yeah, I mean, it's a great Valentine's Day watch. You know, obviously My Bloody Valentine from 1981 is the clear winner. I mean, that is like the king of the Valentine's Day slashers. I'm not refuting that or anything, but I think this is also a great one to check out. And yeah, it's interesting too. So this movie did get butchered a little bit, but not by the MPAA like you might think. It actually got hit by the studios itself, Warner Brothers and Village Roadshow Pictures. Neutered this film a little bit because of the Columbine shootings at the time. Much like what happened to Scream 3, this movie got hit with that too. Warner Brothers and Village Roadshow Pictures thought it'd be in their best interest to take away a little bit of the gore, a little bit of the excessive violence, cut back on it, because, you know, the times were sensitive around then, you know, so they decided to do that. The MPAA actually would have let them go further with the gore and stuff, which is like, holy shit, that's crazy. But it's okay. I still think the kills are really solid, and there's enough gore and blood in there to still have a good time. But it would be awesome to get a director's cut of this, you know, an unrated cut. I think that would be badass if WB ever decided to re-release this. Give us the unrated cut. You know, that'd be a great way to promote it and get it out to people again. And, you know, people that love the movie like me and others go out and rebuy it because you get the unrated version. So that'd be awesome. But yeah, the motivations are there. Also, this film, the way it ends with Adam Carr comforting Kate, you know, after they think that, you know, they killed the actual cherub Valentine's Day slasher. You know, they think that, you know, because Adam Carr pins the whole thing on this other lady, you know, he knocks her out, dresses her up as the killer, and this is the girl that pinned him, you know, for sexual assault when he was a kid. So this is his way of getting even with her by pinning all the murders on her and dressing her up as the killer and everything. So it all comes full circle again. Smart writing, I like all that. And, you know, he wins. That's the great thing about this movie. The killer wins. If you look at Scream and Urban Legend and I Know What You Did Last Summer, sometimes the killer gets away, but the hero still wins the day in all those films. You know, in this movie, the villain wins, which is a pretty ballsy ending. And it's not in your face. It's very subtle, you know. Like I said, Adam Carr is comforting Kate's character, you know, hugging her, and then you get the famous nosebleed, you know, that's like dripping down onto her, which is a fucking awesome way to end the movie because it's so subtle, and it's a callback to the beginning of the movie and all that stuff, and it works so well. And even Jamie Blanks, the director, said that that was a callback or an homage to Alone in the Dark, which is another fantastic slasher movie if you haven't seen it, you know, the whole bloody nose gag. But I just love the way the movie ends. I mean, that's perfect because he gets the girl, he kills all the people that made fun of him, he frames the chick that framed him at the beginning, and he wins the day. I mean, it's an interesting, different way to end a slasher movie, especially around that time. So put some fucking respect on Valentine's Day, you know, on this movie, because the hate is just, it's so crazy. I don't get it. Especially people like me, you know, like people that are around my age that grew up with this. It's like, I don't. It's weird to me. Like if you love Urban Legend and Scream 2, and I Know What You Did Last Summer, and then you just hate this movie, it's like what? Why? So yeah, go back, check this movie out if it's been a while. Get the Scream Factory release. You got some special features on here, which are awesome. I always appreciate all those special features that you get. 2K scan of the original film, new audio commentary with Jamie Blanks, new interviews. Yeah, I mean, you get, vintage cast and crew interviews as well. I love a good audio commentary, so I look forward to, because you get the original audio commentary and a new audio commentary, so I like that. So you get his thoughts from back then when he first made it, and then you get his thoughts now after all these years of it being out. That's cool, because it's always interesting hearing what directors thought back then and like now how they feel about it all these years later. But yeah, I think I covered pretty much everything I wanted to talk about for Valentine. Just, hey, sometimes you watch a movie, you think that you hated it back then, but then you go and you rewatch it now, as you've gotten older and stuff like that, and you're like, oh man, this movie's not nearly as bad as I thought it was. So maybe give it another chance, especially this is the perfect time for a rewatch. And the movie's only an hour and 36 minutes. Fuck it. Rewatch it, So, yeah, that's it, guys. Please thumbs up the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below. Just don't spoil the movie for anybody. But let me know what you think about Valentine. Give me, give me a letterboxed rating, 1 through 5, with or without a heart. 1 out of 5, with or without a heart, whatever. And let me know what you think about it in general. Just like, do you like the killer? Do you like the kills in the movie? Or if you just think it's like a piece of shit, you can let me know it's a piece of shit in the comments. It's all good. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But I just wanted to come out and defend it a little bit because I feel like it just gets so much hate. It's ridiculous. At least in my opinion, it's ridiculous. So yeah, let me know down below what you think about it. If I had to rate this movie, I'd probably give it a 3.5 with a heart. I think that's a fair score. Because anything above that, because I do think, obviously, Scream is like the king all the way up here. That's a fucking 5-star with a heart, for me. I love Scream. And then after that, I'd probably go like Urban Legend, because I love Urban Legend. I Know What You Did Last Summer. But then this really is close to them. You know what I mean? It's closer to like Urban Legend, I Know What You Did Last Summer. So I think I'd go 3.5 out of 5 with a heart. Very rewatchable movie. A lot of fun. So go out there, check it out. And yeah, hey, happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. Enjoy yourselves. Have some fun, be safe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.